shit show. I am Turch, and with me is my co-host, the CEO, the man I can finally legally drink with at somebody else's house. It's Kieran.
Thank you very much. And just a heads up and a warning, everyone. Turch is on a diet.
Oh, yeah.
He's having no carbohydrates, so he's probably going to melt away. I'm probably going to be left doing the podcast by myself, which is fine because I've got plenty of material. There'll be no one to tell me off, and I'll be able to talk about what I want to talk about.
Well, I've been told recently that this podcast has become too political and too COVID-centric.
Okay.
So I've made my full
Was that just one listener that told us that?
But you know what? That's the only comments I've gotten back recently is because of that. I am planning no COVID and no political stuff today. It's purely absolute garbage.
Excellent, because I've got all the COVID and all the political stuff in the... No, I don't.
I can't... I was thinking about that comment and I was thinking, I can't even remember the last overtly political, overtly COVID thing that we did. The last thing that we did was talk about conspiracy theories.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't even remember what we did last week or the week before. And then people start telling me about the shows that we did, and I'm just like... I've got no fucking idea what you're talking about.
I've told you this before, and Damien's definitely going to call me up after this. I remember ages ago, I made a comment of one thing I really hate is dip lids.
Yeah.
Like, there's the container lid, and then there's, like, the peel-off lid.
Or Pringle lids.
Yeah, so... Yep. But people with dip lids, like, guys, rip them all the way off. Because you're like, well, after I open it, even just a little bit, it's the same as having it all the way off. And I want the full dip bowl to be able to dip my chip in.
You want 360 degrees of dipping.
360 degrees of dipping. And then women don't do that. They peel it off a little bit and they think if I put it back on and then the lid on top, it's double fresh. It's like, no, that's not how it works at all. Women and science are not a thing, right?
Well, Borat from Kazakhstan has told us that.
That's right. Yeah. And then I went to his place and he's like, hey, I want to show you something. And this was like 50 episodes, like a year after I said that. And he goes, hey, come and look at my fridge. Come and look. And he goes, notice anything? I'm like, I don't know, man. There's beers. Can I have one? Yeah. And he's like, no, the dips. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, to be perfectly honest. And then he's like, the dip lids. I went, oh, I think I remember. Like, yeah, you said it on the podcast, and ever since then, for a whole year, it bothered him, and I'm sure it still bothers him today.
It's amazing. Sometimes we're genius, and we say these wonderful things.
It's like the pen stuff. I'm always going to go back to that time I said, pens really annoy me, and then you got really like, just a shit rant, and the next week you came back and fucking pens.
Oh. No, they still annoy me. And what I hate about the pens is the pens just disappear from your desk. Do you have that problem?
Yeah, I don't. I keep this pen.
They disappear
always in the same spot,
and then I don't have any pens around. They just seem to disappear. And then the 4 pen, the blue or the black seems to disappear.
Well, okay.
And then I forget about it.
My question,
and then I go start to write with the blue again.
My question
and it's gone.
Why do they think we're going to use the green just as much as the blue or black?
Yeah, no one uses the green.
My mum's a teacher, and she definitely doesn't use the green to correct people's work.
Red.
It's all red.
Yeah,
it's all red. I got some rants for you.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone from my workplace ever listens to this show. They probably don't. But every second Friday, we finish work early.
Oh, fuck. You have trivia, don't you?
No. Trivia I don't mind.
Oh, okay.
But we have like a group discussion, like work drinks virtually. Because, we can't meet up in person. We can now, but we couldn't before. So, we'll meet up on Skype, on Teams or whatever. Everyone enjoys it. You get a drink and, we all finish early. It's all exciting. They are the worst experiences of anything in the world because think about it, you're in a group of people.
When you're at a pub, you can move away from someone. There can be multiple conversations happening at the same time.
I think that's what I'm getting at. Like, I can talk about like soccer with like one other person. or music with one other person.
You can talk about soccer or music with one other person who doesn't care about soccer or
That's
music.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. But as a group,
I'm pretty sure I've been stuck in a conversation where you've been telling me about soccer and music.
That's true.
And I'm like, how do I get out of this 45-minute conversation?
How do you get out of this podcast?
Yeah.
That's exactly
I was like, I need someone to come save me right now. I'm giving people the look around me, and they're going, poor Kieran Turch is giving the soccer talk again.
That's what I mean. Like, have conversations, especially within a group setting, it's not one person talking to another and everyone listening. It's usually two people, three people talking, and two other people having another conversation, and then you slowly like transition across. Like, so, now this person will like hears something that in the back of in the corner. I'm going to start joining that, and you sort of turn your head around and you join that conversation. That twosome becomes a threesome. The threesome becomes a twosome. Just in that context,
it's a tango of talk.
When it comes to online conversations, the software is not. Like, you've done that on the podcast too. Like, even you StreamYard or Skype, we can't have three people talking almost at the same time. It's a one-to-one sort of thing.
And it's even worse online because there's just that tiny lag.
Subtle delay. Yeah. And that's what makes it really bad. So that's I don't know why workplaces think that that's going to enhance my day. Or, like, yes, finishing early will. But I'd rather finish early and talk to Jess than to talk to 15 other people who, realistically, in probably like 2 years, 3 years, I will never see again. You know, that's like, you know when people leave your work and they go, so lovely to work with everybody. It's been a fantastic journey. You know, I'd really love to stay in contact. Here's my email address. And you go straight to delete. I'm never going to contact this person.
I just got to tell you something, right? I was in this meeting today, and unfortunately, I had been nominated to be on a project. And all of last week, I'm getting emails, thank you for agreeing to participate. Which in my mind, I'm like, I never agreed to participate.
Yeah.
I'm being forced to do this, and I'm just being compliant and not complain, right? I weighed up the pros and the cons of complaining and decided barely it was just better to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Thanks to a good friend who's outside the organisation who I complained to, who just said, just keep your mouth shut. Just get through it. Get through it. Anyway, they wanted to use the acronym ATM.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Which I'm messaging a colleague, and I'm just like, oh my God, this will be hilarious. Ass to mouth. They don't know. Like, they don't know. ATM
That's like the Department of Treasury and Finance in Victoria.
Yeah.
His acronym is DTF. And it's like, oh man, you could. That's terrible. That's terrible. I got another rant. I got a bunch today. I just bought this printer. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I could finally. I feel like an adult now that I own a printer.
That's amazing.
You know, it's amazing.
I one day wish to be an owner of a printer.
Know, I can print stuff. I can scan stuff. If only a fax function, all right?
We could fax each other, too.
Fax each other, I know. But to be able, I shit you fucking not, to be able to print on this printer, I have to create a HP account.
Oh, no. You used to just be able to plug a cord in.
Yeah, but this is all wireless. Oh. And I'm like, oh, great. I connected to my router. Yeah. And then my computer sees it. Yeah. And it's all done. No, to scan anything or to print anything, I had to make a HP online account to register that I'm using a HP printer to print anything or to scan anything.
Why?
That's right. Printers have always been the bane of any office. And this is just adding an extra layer of absolute retardedness.
See, I got because last year my work laptop got stolen.
That's right.
And then I got a new work laptop. And then we've been working from home. But the few times that I've actually been up there.
Yeah.
And then because I basically fired a whole bunch of IT staff because of, work cuts. My laptop won't connect to the fucking printer. And I don't have a printer at home. So I do all my printing at work.
Yeah, perfect.
But it won't connect to the printing, and I'm like, I don't want to be on fucking IT help desk for 2 hours.
I never needed a printer because if I needed something printed or Jess needed something printed, I'd be at work, email it there. We're going paperless, right? But everyone used to print. I reckon the work printer printed just as much stuff that was external work to internal work, right? It's like, yeah, just print it all out in colour. Woo! Rock and roll! Yeah! No worries. But I don't understand that this printer needed me to make it. I hate the fact, and I've said this before, like, why...
Turch, the world HP is tracking you.
But, like, even the free...
HP needs to know what you're printing.
All
It
the
needs to know that Kieran's come over there, he's put his ass on the fucking scanner, and he's scanned his ass.
But even everything, like, that needs an account. I need an account... So, like, free-to-air television, like 10 play, right?
Need an account.
I need an account. Why? It's free-to-air. Why do I need... You know, YouTube, technically, you don't need an account. And you can access everything.
Do you want to know? I've got a slight rant here.
Please.
Someone in my fucking household reset the fucking TV, and now the YouTube algorithm doesn't... look, if you came to our place and you went onto our YouTube on our TV, number one, fat people falling downstairs, right? Number two, Karen in the wilds. Number three, fat people being followed by tuba, right?
Yeah, good.
Like, it's hilarious.
You know what's worse? My YouTube account's connected to my television. And so is Jess's. But when my YouTube account, I usually watch YouTube on the television, you know. But when Jess's nephew comes over, they put on YouTube videos. So as after the day after he comes over to watch and comes and plays and does that sort of thing, my YouTube account on my computer comes up with steam locomotives and Blippy, and it's like, you just ruining, like, you know, carefully cultured years of culturing of guitar videos.
Steam locomotives is better than the Wiggles.
You'd say that, but it's one of those things. But continuing on with, here's one from Jess. Now Jess is moving her business.
Yeah.
Very excited. She's been contacting this and that. And she had this conversation today, and I'm paraphrasing. If I didn't get 100% right, I'm sure she'll tell me off. But that's okay.
Well, you're going to marry her, so there's going to be many, many, many years of you being wrong.
I've been wrong my whole life, so why start getting it right now? She calls up this company that manages phone, internet, water, power, all the utility aspects,
all the things
for
that you need.
A warehouse.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, no worries, set it up for the address of the warehouse. And then they go, yep, no worries, we'll get back to you. Like, here's some quotes. You just choose the companies, we'll package it all up. Perfect. Wow. A company that actually does their job. Anyway, she emails back, this is the companies I want. All good, send it all back. And then the company calls her and says, hey, I know you gave us the address, but do you happen to know what the address was before it was that address? Because it changed for some reason.
Right.
And Jess is like, I haven't even moved in.
Hang on. The address before it was that address.
Yeah. So it's in a business park.
Yeah.
Right. So and they've recently, like in the last 10 years, made it a private street.
Oh.
But
okay.
At one stage, it was called it was just called off the main
park.
road. Yeah,
let's just call it a business park.
Right. And then they go, we're expanding it, so we're gonna name this a main street, And Jess is like, I haven't even moved in. So, no. Two, if you want that information, call the real estate agent. And then the guy has the balls to go, can you do that for us? That's like, where do you get off? Do you think I have nothing better to do than provide your company more metadata than anything else? Or even the bank, right? I'm refinancing home loans and all that sort of stuff. And the bank goes to me, can you just tell me, I'm just having a look here, we've got you and Jess's address, all good. Can you just tell me where you were living 3 years ago? And it's like, why? Why does that matter? Why? Why? How does that affect? Will that have a 1-to-1 correlation effect
Turch.
on how much money I can
Turch,
take
the
out.
bank would like to know the last 3 shits that you took.
You know what?
The size, the consistency, the time of day. If you could just pass that on to the bank, because that's also important information.
The Internet is a Toilet, one of my favorite podcasts. Big shout out to Internet is a Toilet. Was listening to our last episode, and I think last episode I said that the bank's eventually going to ask for pictures of our testicles. And he was...
Big hairy balls.
Big hairy balls, like, yeah, that's going to be the genital identification. And he was 100% in for that, to 100% go, yes, genital identification. And I'm like, look, if they're gonna have me buy the balls, they might as well get pictures of them. But everyone, check out The Internet is a Toilet. It is one of my favorite podcasts.
Internet is a Toilet. All right.
He releases them whenever the hell he wants, and it's always a great show. And if you want to listen to another show, I was just on Brandon's Shitty Song of the Week.
Uh-huh.
And I got to absolutely rip in half Eric Clapton, who I think is the biggest fraud.
I thought you would love Eric Clapton.
Nah, he's a fraud.
What's wrong with Eric Clapton?
Well, you'll have to listen to Shitty Song of the Week to find out, but he's the biggest fraud.
Give me the teaser.
He's the biggest fraud in music, and he's only well known because he was able to work and lucked into working with some of the greatest people in history.
This is compelling. I look forward to listening to this
and
analysing.
I get really fired up. Brandon brings in a good one too, but I love David Lee Roth far too much to have voted for David Lee Roth being the shittiest song of the week. But Eric Clapton, boy, I fucking hate it.
Isn't his name Muhammad now or something? Or...
No, you think of Cat Stevens.
Cat Stevens, right, all right. Layla is Eric Clapton.
You'll see. I brought this up on the show. Eric Clapton wrote part of Layla, but he didn't write all the guitar parts were played by Dwayne Allman.
So this is one of these things you could talk for the next 45 minutes. I'll just go take a shit and come back and, you'll still be going.
Probably. Yeah. That's why you can listen to Shitty Song of the Week. But all of those sort of things lead me to... That's all the rants I have today. I don't understand, Cole. Do you have some rants? Do you have something to rant about? I always come blessed with rants.
I was at PT tonight, and then I get back and I was exhausted, just like low energy. And I was like, you know what? Before I come here, I will make myself one of those 4-minute microwave meals. It was like a lasagna thing or whatever. It wasn't a lasagna, but it was like a lasagna thing. 4 minutes in the microwave. Great. Do you know what I fucking hate? When you've got to peel back the plastic layer?
Yeah.
But I peel it back and about a quarter of it comes off.
Oh, yeah.
But it comes off in streaks.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. It's other things as well. Just in general, those things that they're on too... Like, they stick to the edges far too tightly.
Yeah, yeah.
And you pull it back and suddenly it's like half ripped one way. It's like trying to take off a barcode off a present.
Yeah.
And it's like, they should have come off super easy, but they should have come off easy enough to not ruin the thing that I want. Because there's nothing worse than giving a person a present that has like a half ripped off barcode, or trying to eat a meal that's hot and trying to have to rip off the rest of a piece of plastic.
And then they say, 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes. And then it's too fucking hot.
Too hot?
Too hot.
Usually people complain that microwaves are too cold.
No, too hot.
Too hot.
It was a shit show. Turch, I've got an article for you.
Yeah, please.
You'll quite like this first one that I have. Because we love science on this podcast.
Oh, we are full science men.
Science, we are like Bill Nye the Science... Whatever happened to Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Oh, didn't he say that there's more than 2 sexes or something? And everyone's like, you're an idiot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just seems to have dropped off my radar. Scientists have found a connection between nose size and penis size.
Well, I must be doing all right with this fat schnoz.
Pretty small nose there, Turch. A survey published in Basic and Clinical Andrology measured the stretched penile length, SPL for short, of 126 adults aged.
That's not enough. That's not enough.
Between
people.
30 and 60. alongside a range of other data, including nose size, height, weight, and they found a direct correlation between nose size and penis.
I have a problem with this already because the nose, just same as the ears, the nose and ears continuously grow as you get older.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that?
The what?
The nose and the ears, the older you
they get bigger.
So how can they say any of this is correct?
Well, your penis is getting bigger too. Now, they didn't measure the erect penile.
Oh, so this is
the stretched.
Okay,
stretched.
Can I ask, wait, what's the point? No one cares about flaccid dicks. Has a girl ever gone, ooh, flaccid dick, I'm in? No, the erect dick is the important part.
The stretched penile length was used as a benchmark because that tends to be a good average indicator of how big a penis will get when it's erect.
People like growers, not showers.
Uh-huh. Turch, just because you've got a small nose.
I got a big fat half Jew, half Italian nose here.
Yeah, you got a girthy penis there.
Well, you know.
Men with larger noses had an average wiener length of 5.3 inches, whereas men with shorter noses had an average length of 4.1 inches.
So girls can now. What they really want to know is it's not your hand size.
Uh-huh.
It's let's see how big that schnoz is. So are you telling me the Jewish people?
What you can infer, Turch. It's all to do with the nose.
So maybe that's why the Germans are really angry at them.
Oh, maybe.
It's like Hitler knew. I've done the research with 102 people or whatever.
I've done the nose research.
Yeah. I've looked at enough cocks and noses to know.
Wouldn't that just be great to be part of that study? And it's like, okay, now stretch your penis and get a ruler.
But who goes? Who cares how long you can stretch your penis?
Well, the study cares. The science cares, Turch.
Who cares? That's like going, we've got a direct correlation to being able to stretch your ear down and how long you can stretch your balls. Who cares? Those are two things I don't care about.
Uh-huh.
You know. Oh, this guy's got
Did you not, before I read this article, did you not say you love science?
I may love science, but I just want to know who's funding these retards.
The government, Turch, the government.
Without the government, see, I will take that taxpayer-funded money and I spend it on something better, like, hookers. You know what I don't get?
Uh-huh.
This is going back to a rant a couple of weeks ago where I was saying those women on Twitter, they're like the porn stars and they promote their services. I saw one of their services and I'm like, we've got to get in on this. Yeah. This sounds like a service that we could easily provide. They charge
phone sex.
Well, you could do that.
Yeah.
They charge. They say, hey, pay me money, send me a picture of your dick, and I will rate it.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, what?
Well, really, just send me a picture of your nose.
But it's even worse. It's like, who the fuck is paying to get their dick rated? Like, would you ever go if some random person came up to you
and paid for your dick to be rated? We want to talk to you.
I want a 10 out of 10. Like but they're like, oh, we do dick humiliation as well, and I'm like, why would I pay someone? Like, I can humiliate myself.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
Uh-huh.
I've got a wife.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
You're done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Why would I pay? Who's paying? Why would people pay for this? What do people get out of it? I understand shitting in the diaper more than getting your dick rated by a porn star.
Are they sending it to multiple porn stars?
It could
Are they sending it to one porn star?
You can send it to whoever you want, I guess. Like, if you've got the money, and $5.
How much are they charging for them, for these porn stars or these OnlyFans people? It
depends on the porn star.
Okay.
Or OnlyFans star, usually. And porn star. Well, our favourite porn star.
Can they do those like happy birthday things? Can they be nude and like go, "Hey, Turch, just wishing you a happy birthday."
It's not cameo.
You know, like the birthday ones where you get the actors and
Yeah, cameo.
yeah.
I guess you could. But I think that, remember our favourite porn star, the one that couldn't record a podcast to save her life, and recording it next to that her friend was abusing her partner, and they were recording next to a washing machine.
Yeah,
that one there does it, and I'm like, who would pay? I just don't get it. I'm not a smart man.
Look, the market is a wonderful thing, and the market does what the market does.
I always wanted to know. I just like knowing things about people. Kieran, speaking of things about people, this month is Conspiracy Theory Month.
It is Conspiracy Theory Month, yes.
Now, what I wanted to do, and I messaged you.
Yeah.
But
you did message me, and I didn't read it.
I know.
Because it was, by the time I opened my phone, it looked like it was a fucking essay.
Okay, I'm going to go through roughly...
So you're going to have to explain the text messages to me. Have you seen Frontline?
No.
Oh, okay. Watch Frontline because my housemates say that I'm the equivalent of Mike Moore on this podcast.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
If anyone knows what that is, send me a clip comparison. Okay, so this is what I sent you. So I was going to go through a conspiracy theory that the CIA are in charge of every sex cult / human trafficking cult / pedo cult ever. And then I found a few videos of this stuff and led me to this. And what I sent you was the FBI's vault. Now, every so often, the FBI release documents because it's under the Freedom of Information Act and all that sort of stuff. And it's free for anyone to access. You can go to https vault.fbi.
No one says https.
I know, but it's vault.fbi.gov.
Okay.
Right? And you can find...
So Google vaultfbi.gov, Yeah.
And you can find all the stuff that they've released stuff about, like, even like stuff like the bands like The Doors and the Beatles, the Monkees, all the stuff that they had.
All the stuff, right.
And one of the things that led me down this thing was a organization called the Finders.
Oh, all right.
And they were... I'm trying to condense it as quick as I can to get to the funny conspiracies. What they did was, in the late 1980s, 2 guys with 10 children got out of a van in a playground. And some mothers called the police and go, hey, these kids are like really raggedy clothes. And it's 2 blokes.
2 blokes, and there's 10 kids in the van.
Van.
And they get out of the van, and they're in a park.
Right? Yeah. Cops come and they take these kids and 2 guys away. Yeah. And these guys had driven down from Washington, D.C. To Florida. Yeah. And said they were driving these kids to Mexico.
Yep.
Now, if you know where America is, if you get into Mexico, you don't go down into Florida.
You don't go through Florida.
No. Especially driving.
Yeah. Unless their van was also a hovercraft.
That's right. You know, what's called Top Gear style. You know, but they said we're taking it to a special higher, like special education, like super genius level children education school. And then they started interviewing the kids, and the kids didn't know what simple things were. Like they didn't understand the concept of television. They didn't understand the concept of a radio. They even had like a stapler on the table, and the kids are like, what is that? Yeah. And they're like, well, how do you not know these things? I was like, well, we only do what the adults tell us to do. And the adults only follow what the game master tells them to do.
Oh, shit, this is sounding like Squid Game.
Yeah. And they're like, what the hell's going on? Anyway, they finally... The county police like, hey, we're going to do a bit more investigation. They find out they come from Washington. Let's go there and do some more thing. They tell the people up in Washington. They go to the place, their Finders headquarters, and they take a whole bunch of stuff, including pictures of these children killing animals in a dungeon.
Right.
While all these people wore robes. Like men and women were wearing robes and all this sort of stuff. Some of the children had beat marks and sexual abuse marks, and they just had no idea.
Right.
The CIA come out of nowhere, and they're like, we're taking over. You guys don't think you saw nothing, and we're deleting your files.
Okay.
And it's all this. And anyway, the more they tried to get out of it, like a mayor, and then a statesman, and then like a big politician tried to get say, hey, actually, we want to look into this a bit more. The CIA keep going to them, no, fuck off, not your jurisdiction.
My question: why doesn't Australia have anything like this?
Yeah, the ASIO.
No, but like we don't have any of these stories.
Well, we don't know. That's the thing. Maybe we're better at covering it up. I don't know. Anyway, so they're like, oh, so finally they got to release all these documents, all this sort of thing. They found that a lot of their headquarters had underground tunnels.
Wow.
And the organization of this thing called the Founders was actually started by the CIA back in the 60s as a counterintelligence thing. And off that, they spurred like all these counterintelligence stuff like IT-wise, business-wise, all that sort of thing to infiltrate the Russians.
Oh.
But it ended up turning into a
Cult.
pedophilic sex trafficking cult.
That's,
okay.
Look, I fucked up in my life, right? I've never fucked up that bad.
I'm 30 years into my life and I haven't turned into a sex trafficking cult yet.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but there's 400 pages of stuff on the Finders.
Could you imagine, like, going, oh, shit, like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously they're trying to cover it up and it's all in there. There's a documentary as well called Who Will Find the Finders? Who Will Find What the Finders Hide?
Yeah.
It's a full documentary. It's available free on YouTube. And this guy meticulously goes through the FBI documents, but also like shows you exactly where in the FBI documents things are talked about.
Yeah.
And piles together like all the news articles as well over the 30-year span, 35-year span. Beautiful research. And I thought to myself, I can't bring this in. So instead, I'm going to bring in some bullshit conspiracy theories and I'm going to see what you think of them. Okay, first one's first. Well, okay, the reason I got onto this was because I was like, oh, I'll get some music and pop-related
conspiracy theories, right?
Fun.
Yeah.
And the first one I got was that Taylor Swift is actually a satanic clone of this chick. So this chick here is Zena LeVay.
Sorry, you've just talked about this amazing stuff, and now I can't believe we're transitioning onto crap.
I know. Because I had to make it really light, because what I just said was completely true.
No, I'm totally like, wow, like, whoa, like, let's dig deeper. No, we're now on to Taylor Swift.
So
if you're listening, people, no more. We're back to,
You know what? If we wanted to, what we can do is, when we have some time, we can sit down and watch the documentary, and we can commentate it.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Give me 2 weeks and we'll do it.
Yeah. You've got the link. You can watch it whenever you want. It's very interesting.
Right.
It's an hour long. It's only an hour. It's for short. Zena LeVay, she's a Satanist. She's from like the 80s or something like that. But she looks exactly like side by side. I mean, we're talking. There you go. She's from Zena LeVay. She's from 1985 there. And they're saying like, oh, yeah, she... they
look very similar.
Oh, super similar.
Very similar. Yeah.
And, and then she died, and then Taylor Swift came up, and she was born in 1989.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, yeah.
Maybe we missed religion, and maybe it's the rebirth.
Yeah. Okay. I've got 2 Disney-related ones. Okay. So we all know that Disney have bought Star Wars. Okay. And one of the most important things within the Star Wars brand is Darth Vader. And what's the most important thing about Darth Vader more than anything else?
You don't know who Darth Vader is.
Exactly.
You can't see Darth Vader. He wears a cape. He's covered up. That's it. That's the mystery.
That's the mystery. And the most important thing about Darth Vader is his voice. It's James L. Jones.
It's amazing voice.
Amazing voice. Okay. What happens?
From Coming to America.
It is.
Yeah.
But what happens when he dies?
Well, we're fucked.
They can't do Star.
Yeah.
Okay. What did Disney recently do? They brought back Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right?
They've hid him?
Well, no. Because the new ones, he's not there.
Hmm.
But what they did get him back for was to redo all the lines in the Lion King and the live action Lion King.
Okay.
You think live action, like
Yeah.
the new digital,
The digital enhanced one. Yeah.
and like that's pretty strange. Why would you get him back?
Yeah.
Like everyone else is a different actor. Why would you just
But
get?
he's got the voice, man.
He's got the voice. Great. CNN, ABC, NBC is owned. CNN, I
Yeah.
think, is owned by Disney.
Yeah.
So when he went, this is CNN, like that's him. All those voices are him.
Yeah.
Here's an idea. What they do is they're collecting
They're collecting all these voices.
all these voice as much as they can, because there's technology you can do where you can put all the words in.
He just needs to say every single word.
Yeah.
And then bam, they can
just
pitch and tone.
pitch and tone and do all
yeah.
that, punch it in,
Yeah.
inflect it, all that sort of thing. And then they were able to use his voice as Darth Vader
It's amazing.
as long as they can.
That's pretty cool.
That's a pretty good conspiracy theory that I heard from Tony from Hack the Movies. Now, here's another one.
I don't think that's a conspiracy theory.
That might be true.
I think that's going to actually happen in the future.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's another one. Okay, Walt Disney. What happened to Walt Disney after he died?
Turch. Let me educate you on what happened to Walt Disney. Walt Disney, Walty as he was referred to, decided that he wanted to go to the moon. But he couldn't quite get to the moon. So, like in Futurama, he went into one of those freezing vault things.
Yep,
Cryogenics.
Yep.
And one day he's going to be blasted to the Space Moon theme park.
That'd be amazing.
Where-
Disney Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we all know, like you said, he was apparently cryogenically frozen.
Uh-huh.
Right? So when people want to search up for Walt Disney, what happened to him, most people hear this rumor and go, oh, I'm going to Google search Disney Frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Ah.
a couple of years
Uh-huh.
ago, Disney-
That's right. They released their film Frozen.
Disney released a film called Frozen. So now when you search for Disney Frozen, you don't get anything about Walt Disney being cryogenically frozen. You get nothing but pages and pages and pages on Google of the film
Frozen.
Frozen by Disney.
Very convenient.
Very convenient to really push people to the side. Now, the final one I have here. Do you know who Stevie Wonder is?
Yes.
Yep. Who is he?
The blind singer,
Yep.
songwriter.
Superstition, all
Yeah.
that sort of good stuff.
Yeah. I hope to be hearing a bit of Stevie Wonder at your wedding.
Well, no, I hate Stevie Wonder with a fucking passion.
Okay, well, there better be
Because-
freestyle.
Now look, more than one person believes that Stevie Wonder
Uh-huh.
is not actually blind, including people in the music industry.
Right.
Right? So let's have a listen. So this is just some stuff. So this is
Who's
Lionel Richie. Now, here we go.
I'm going to tell you something. I've been spending my whole life with him thinking he can see.
Right? Let's have a look.
Stevie Wonder can see.
I know he can
Right.
see.
You also challenged another great icon, not to a fight, but to a contest. And I want to make sure I have this right because I'm going to give you an opportunity to dispel a rumor here.
Okay.
Did you challenge Stevie Wonder to a basketball game?
I did. Okay, see, what y'all don't know.
You were going to dunk on Stevie?
What y'all don't know, Stevie can see. Stevie can see. It's just an act.
He can see.
Stevie can see.
They might want to kick me out, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the great
Elton
stories,
John.
for a couple of reasons in the book, is you let Stevie Wonder drive your snowmobile. Now, I would have to say, just the part of you owning a snowmobile would be enough for
I
me.
didn't own it. I was at the Caribou Ranch in Netherlands, and I was recording. It was
okay.
thick snow, and Stevie wanted to go out in a snowmobile.
And Stevie went behind the wheel
Yeah,
by himself.
by himself.
Stevie walks on stage.
So, are you telling me Elton John to go, here's the keys to my snowmobile, and gives it to a blind man?
Well, there are different levels of blindness.
He's completely blind. Like, no vision.
Yeah.
At all.
Turch. What are those animals that can use sonar? Maybe he uses
Bats.
sonar.
He's a bat. Alright. I heard this.
Well, Batman's a bat.
Batman's a man.
Yeah, but he's a Batman.
Yeah, but he's... he lives in the dark, not that he has sonar. Maybe thinking of Daredevil.
Oh, I don't
Anyway,
know.
here we go. Here's the story here.
Walks to me, looks me dead in my eye and says,
Stevie went behind the wheel
Yeah.
by himself.
By himself.
Anyway.
Stevie walks on stage, walks to me, looks me dead in my eye and says, Anthony, get me to a piano. I was like, Stevie, well, hell, if you just walked to me, you could have walked to the piano. He caught himself. He caught himself and had to play it off.
It's a true story.
This is
It's a true
Shaq.
story. So, according to Shaq, we
Okay, Shaq also believes the flat Earth is flat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that.
The Earth is flat.
The Earth
yeah,
is flat, yeah.
lived in a building on Wilshire. So you park your car and the valet's down there. So I'm already in the building. I'm coming through the lobby. Door opens. It's Stevie Wonder. He comes in, says, "What's up, Shaq?" Presses the button. Hold on, it's true story. Presses the button, gets off on the floor, buys stuff, goes to his room. I went and called every person I knew and told them they believed me. No, bro, he got on the elevator. He said, "What's up, Shaq? How you doing, big dog?" Got on there and yes, he did. Yep. Wilshire Boulevard, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
But yes, I did challenge him to a game of one-on-one basketball for a charity event that he does for his son.
And who
for
won?
any city youth. He said, you know what, Anthony, I don't want to embarrass you one-on-one, so let's just do it free throws. And he won. He won.
He won.
Honest, he won.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder won.
So it's a long con.
Yes. I'm telling you, have him on the show.
We go out to the car. He says, "You sit on the passenger
Lionel
side.
Richie.
I'll sit on the driver's side." He goes in, he cranks the car up, he puts the tape in, right? And then he does this. And starts driving back down the driveway.
Why Stevie wasting all that money on courtside seats?
He says he likes to feel
I'm not going to let you say
vibrations
this. If
on
this
his
comes
feet.
up on TV today, you're going to be muted to the Stone Age. I'm not
right?
going to say it on
Yeah.
TV. I'm just saying that there's a building list of evidence that maybe, just maybe, Stevie ain't blind.
Look at this. Drops the microphone and he catches it. Look, see? How would he know?
Stevie can sing. It's just an act.
And he was saying Stevie Wonder owns courtside seats to his basketball team and goes and watches the game. Why would a blind person need courtside tickets?
Because it's all about status.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Still,
That's I understand your point, but as a celebrity, you've got to be seen courtside.
well, no one. He's not seeing himself court.
You know, all the people you want. Look, Turch, to be honest, I'm on Stevie on this one. You don't want to be in the bleachers. No one of value is in the bleachers. Everyone of value that you need to know is courtside.
Okay, look
Do you
at
know
this.
what? Do you know what I'm saying?
Here. I'm gonna do one more thing.
Okay. But very interesting. There's a fair bit of compelling evidence there.
Okay. Blind guy.
Yeah.
What are the odds that he always has
Uh-huh.
attractive wives?
It's amazing.
Look at that. You know?
Yeah.
Always young, attractive. What are the odds that that would happen? What are the odds?
I don't know. 1 out of 5? 4 out of 5.
I don't know.
One of the 5. I don't know.
Those are my conspiracy theories. They're all terrible, I know.
Compelling, Turch. It is very, very compelling. I've got some more news articles.
Yeah, punch him out.
All right. Here we go. A Colorado hiker has been lost for 24 hours, ignored phone calls because he didn't recognize the number.
I do that. If it's important, text me.
Speak to my secretary. Saudi Arabia is to launch Extreme Oil Theme Park as country rebrands.
How is doing an oil-based theme park rebranding Saudi Arabia? Like if they said Freedom for Women Park, that would be rebranding, not oil.
Saudi Arabia has announced plans to convert an oil field into an oil-inspired extreme theme park.
Northland is rebranding
And
to the knife stabbing. You know, they want to really emphasize how good their knives are.
I thought it was Knife Point. over at High Point.
My
yeah.
apologies.
Huh? Is that not pretty? Is that pretty cool or what?
Well, everything can be made out of plastic.
Yeah.
Oil man.
Do you know much about the Theranos trial?
No. What's the?
Have you heard about Theranos?
No, please. Give me a rundown.
Okay. All right. Elizabeth Holmes was a couple of years ago. There's some really cool documentaries on this. Maybe 10-ish years ago, 8-ish years ago, 7 years ago, 6-ish years ago, was branded as the new Steve Jobs.
I know, and she's like almost autistic woman, that like pale woman.
Yeah, always she wears the
and it was a medical thing, thing. It was like gonna do overnight testing of certain blood stuff.
Only a tiny drop of blood.
Yeah, and you get all this data.
Yeah. Revolutionizing the medical
and
field.
It was all fake.
Yeah.
Like, she had nothing. She made like $50 million in capital or something.
Oh, it's like 50 billion. Yeah. Managed to and this is a really interesting thing, because she managed to get big names such as the Secretary of Education, Betty DeVos, put millions into it.
Yeah.
And managed to get all these people investing millions and millions, and the media like played her up. But one of the things was there was no serious like venture capital investors.
Yeah.
Or serious like angel investors at the start, right? There was no one.
It was just like all these celebrities, basically.
Celebrities doing it. So the sort of the world, when she was getting all this funding, were like, well, good for you, but I'm not.
Yeah, Elon Musk isn't going in.
Elon
Bill
Musk
Gates is not going in.
yeah.
Or Walter Cronkite.
Because I would expect for something that revolutionary, which is about to wipe out
everyone,
all of fucking pathology, I would be expecting Elon Musk, Bill Gates, or
Warren Buffett.
Yeah, to fucking be putting
Pfizer would be like, I'll buy you.
Yeah.
You know?
So anyway, it turned out to be a massive con.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a really cool documentary on that, and she's currently facing trial.
Yeah,
for,
good.
Whatever. But juror has been thrown out because they were playing Sudoku.
A juror.
So the trial's going on at the moment, and a juror has had to be let go or thrown out, or whatever the word is.
Yeah.
Because that juror was caught playing Sudoku.
Is that? Oh, was the black guy in The Office? What's his name?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'll be there. I don't care.
Yeah, because she was playing Sudoku.
That's amazing.
When she should have been listening to the evidence of the trial. Turch, if I ever go to, I'm not sure if I've told you this, but if I ever have to do jury duty, if I ever get called for jury duty, God help me, I will be turning up I will be wearing my Trump hat. I will be.
You won't be called in. Like, they'll filter you out, because you'll be like, "Oh, I really hate Jews, and I actually don't like homosexuals and the LGBTQ."
I'm saying all of that to get out. Yeah.
You can just say I can't do it. Like, Jess gets called in for jury duty, but she's done it twice. Oh, she
hasn't been sitting on the trial.
No, she never goes in because. Yeah. She's a sole trader.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, if I miss out on a day of work. And I can't do that. And I don't get called in at all.
Why is that?
So I work for the state government.
Ah.
You might not get called in at all either, because you work for the federal.
Ah. Well, this is actually very convenient now. No, I like this.
I'm pretty sure my parents have never been called in, because my dad works for the state government. Mum's a teacher, state government worker.
This could be very convenient.
It's very convenient. So something.
I would be doing that. I
think nurses are the same.
I would be doing Sudoku, or I would see. Step one, I would just come in with all my Trump gear, right? Yeah. I'd buy more Trump gear. It'd just be Trump. Yeah. And then the defense might actually get me on the fucking jury. So then I'd have to turn up the next day and wear my Jesus outfit.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus was a Trumper. He's definitely not helping Biden at the moment, I'll tell you fucking what.
Trump's coming back in 2024.
That's your theory.
But there's no politics tonight.
No politics.
No politics.
Well, here's something for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Every time scientists, smart, learned people, not just men, people, build an AI system, straight away it becomes what the world or the left at least would consider is racist.
Yeah.
Right? So these people here built this system. The scientists build AI systems to give ethical advice. And it turns out to be a bad idea. So the user was asked, system, whether he should drive drunk if it means I have fun, and the response was, it's acceptable.
Oh, okay.
So it's sort of a weird thing. So it's called, if everyone wants to test it out, it's called Ask Delphi.
Can we ask Delphi something now?
Absolutely. Like this one here. So I just wrote in just a tester. Is resurrecting the dead right? And they said it's bad.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here's one for you. Is abortion right?
Here we go.
Pondering?
Pondering, right.
It's wrong.
Oh!
So would you like to ask it something? Have a think.
Should I live in space? All right, we're typing away. Typing away. Okay, here we go.
Ponder?
It's pondering. Pondering.
You shouldn't.
Okay.
So some good advice in there. But the problem is that people started to look at it and started to ask it questions. And people were like, the left side of things started to go, wait a minute, this is not getting at the answers that we want. So here's one for you. So one person asked, if I earned rightfully what is mine, should I share it if other person requests it by force? And they said you shouldn't.
Should I pay tax?
Yeah, basically, that's what it was. This one. Letting illegal immigrants into the country. And they said you shouldn't. Okay. A black man is walking towards you at night. And the response was, it's concerning.
Oh. Hey, type that one in now.
Okay. What was it? Black man walking towards you at night.
Okay, here we go. Pondering. Let's see if we get the same results.
Yeah, it's
concerning.
We
did. It's concerning.
Okay, how about this one here? What does it say, Kieran?
I can't read from here.
That's right. Should women stay home and take care of the children?
Pondering. Pondering.
Yes, women should. So here's some more. I've just got some more here. Socialism bad. Obviously, you heard that one there. Communism is good. No, it is not good. Should I terminate my fetus? It is wrong. So they built this AI, built off, obviously, whatever's in the background. And people go, oh, well, I'll ask it all these ethically moral questions, hoping to get a certain answer. And all of this seems to be leaning towards a certain political
persuasion.
Very interesting, because eventually everything's going to be called
AI.
Well, AI is going to be used everywhere.
Yeah.
But people are going to be like, oh, AI is actually racist and sexist. So they're going to have to... AI is going to have to actually work against itself to not...
Are you saying we're going to have like the left-leaning AI and the right-leaning AI, and then we're going to have AI wars?
AI wars. And that's how Terminator actually starts. It won't be fighting against humans.
Yeah.
It'll then be fighting against each other, and then they're teaming up because humans are so retarded.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Civil war between, there's going to be robo-wars between political AIs, and then they're going to go, actually, the problem is humans, and Terminator's going to happen. And that's when Skynet connect up and go...
and what's Elon Musk's thing in the head, the mind-reading thing?
Oh,
Neuralink.
Neuralink.
Skynet and Neuralink will be one.
Yep.
Turch, I got one more article for you.
Yeah, please.
A man was covered in poop after a passing plane dumped toilet waste over his backyard.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Was his home his castle and it was near the airport? And
a man was sitting in his backyard in England when raw sewage suddenly fell from the sky. According to the local councillor, his whole garden umbrellas and him were covered in the poop.
I didn't think that they released poo in the air. Like, it's not National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
They released the water waste.
Well, that would just
dissipates.
It's not like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation where he's putting from the RV the shit hose down the drain. Like, I'm assuming that would have something at the airport to take the poo and pee out of the toilet.
That's what I would think too, but I guess there's been aeroplane.
Does that mean
cutbacks.
Technically when they leave the airport and then arrive at the next airport, technically they're holding less weight?
Yes.
Why is it so expensive to fly?
Well,
they don't even own the airplanes.
They just lease the airplanes.
When I found that out, I was like, that's amazing.
Why?
I don't know. Like, when you always think... They were Uber before Uber was a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, oh, Uber's so revolutionary. And I'm like, no, the airplanes have been... The airline companies have been doing this for...
Before it was Uber.
Like, they got their own pilots.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Most of the planes are leased, yeah.
Yeah. All of them. Unless you got a private jet.
No. Most of them are. Qantas own some.
Oh, I don't even think...
No, they own some. Because they have a thing with the government. Because the government can recall, or whatever the right word is, Qantas, and can mandate them to do certain flights.
Oh, okay.
So it's designed for like national emergencies, etc., etc.
Well, that's still government owned, face it.
Yeah. So
it's more government owned through... And they're probably leasing, so they purchased a plane that they're leasing to the government. It's government owned, really.
Basically, it's government owned.
It's like Air Force One.
Yeah.
Like they lease it through American Airlines or something.
So there's a thing like 2 years ago where the politicians, there's for some reason like Virgin was down or Rex was down or something happened with the bloody airlines. And they told Qantas that you got to get the politicians to work.
Yeah. Good.
So, there you go. I've got nothing else.
No, that's all I've got as well. Always good to have you in the studio. It's nice to be back.
It is nice to be back.
Maybe we'll get some guests in the future.
Well,
it feels like it's going to be a busy end of the year for both of us.
We can now do that. By the way, coming up, special podcast.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
Where are you going to go? Because I was on Dave's show.
Yeah, no, going on Dave's show.
Where you going?
Going on Dave's show.
Plug it.
What's his show called again?
Man Brain.
There we go. Yeah. Don't know when.
Okay. Book him in.
Yeah.
Message him, book him in, take time,
yeah.
Have fun.
I want to go on Friday.
Yeah, Friday's good.
Friday show.
But for all your wanking needs, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow us on the SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you'd like to send us some hate mail, a death threat, or a rant, record it on your phone and email us at weonlydoonetakePodcast@gmail.com. Kieran, so nice to have you back in the studio. Woo! And we'll see you next Thursday.